Hey everybody, happy Saturday night. Texas Redleg here. I wanted to throw out a video to you guys and gals about just a topic or two that I've sort of been pondering here of late. And I'm sure all of you have too. It's nothing earth shattering, but sort of just wanted to throw this out there and see what you all thought. See if we're on the same page or if I'm off in left field or whatever. But I wanted to talk about the vulnerability of the United States right now. I'm red-blooded American, all that. A very proud American, very proud Texan. But you throw all this stuff in a bucket, and it shows you how vulnerable we truly are as a republic. And I'm talking about everything from, politically. These so-called, leaders of ours, they have no spine. I mean, they mix it up when it's advantageous to do so and they can get what they want, but it's really full of trial attorneys and people of that sort. And, it's all about, who can get who to look bad and who can damage who, and using rhetoric and propaganda, who can ruin whoever has wronged them, whoever has wronged them's life, or somebody that they think is vulnerable, they can go after. That's what this is about now. It's not about what's good for us, we the people. It's not about that at all. It's about the power that the so-called leadership can retain and rule over us, we the people with. So they really have no spine. They are about as reliable as what on a boar hog. But having said that, I think a lot of them are likely compromised. And, I'm talking about everything from, this underage relationship stuff, even blackmail, coercion, all this stuff that sometimes you just read about and hear about in, banana republics and such. But I think a lot of these people are have taken bribes. I think a lot of them are as dirty as can be, and I'm talking about both parties. I'm not just picking on one. It's a sad time in America when you really can't trust any party, and that's sort of where I'm at now. I don't trust any of them. I just don't. I trust me, and of course the good Lord above. But we are vulnerable politically, big time. And you can see the whole paradigm shift now that this wackadoodle, Joe Obama is in there, just, kowtowing to the progressive nut jobs to his left. And, there's, again, people want want what they paid for. So politically, again, I think we have some very vulnerable people that are compromised and can be bribed, blackmailed, coerced, etc. To do the bidding of whoever is controlling them or who can damage them. Because the main thing they care about, of course, is again is holding on to power and greed. I think also, and this pains me to say as a veteran, but I think we are very vulnerable militarily. I think if it wasn't for nukes, we probably would be speaking a different language right now altogether, and or not even around. We've got some serious, capable enemies. Four off the top is Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran. I'm not really too worried about Iran, but those four combined could probably do some real damage. And of course, our one and only true friend, you know, Israel, is probably gonna, have to bear the brunt of the damage first, because Iran said nothing less than their intent on wiping them off the map. But I think militarily, we are pretty vulnerable, especially with the cancel culture and all the fundamental reworkings of the military that is going on currently, from a social aspect and a policy aspect. It's just a different time, and it's a different military. It's not the same as it used to be. I'm not really talking about spec ops and all that, the operators necessarily, but there's just a lot of stuff that doesn't jive with me, based on my experience and my service during the Cold War when things were really serious. So politically, militarily, I think we're fairly vulnerable in those two areas. And another area that I am really concerned about is agriculturally and industrially. Oil drives everything. And, as production falls here in America, everybody else's production ramps up, costs more to get it here, we pay more at the pump. That's just how it's going to work, and how it already is working. And, I'm no, petroleum or, futures type person, but I'm just saying that that's a vulnerable, area along with politics and military that I think we need to really be paying attention to. And then, of course, the tail end of that is the dollar. The dollar is weak and it's falling. And this, New World Order, or whatever you want to call it, central bank, IMF, whatever you want to, whichever of those entities you want to mention here, they are pushing for a new world currency. And I've heard everything from the Bank Corp to the yuan in China to a hybrid of the two. It's just crazy. But nevertheless, I do think that a lot of this is going on behind the scenes, and the world is starting to get a little more out of kilter than normal, with violence and rioting and famine and troops massing on this border and that border, and close calls with navies, and violations of airspace and penetration testing, all that stuff. There's just a lot going on that should be concerning to all of us. And the whole point of this video, I guess, is to just reiterate that prepping is totally necessary and has not changed, and should have not stopped at all. If anything, it should be ratcheting up. And hopefully everybody's paying attention to that and making their moves and filling their holes as needed. So I just want to throw this video out tonight to all of you. I hope you're okay and staying safe. Keep prepping, stack it deep, and long live the Republic.